What's a question so stupid it gets more complex the more you think about it? Why does store-bought lemonade have imitation flavoring, but furniture polish contains real lemon juice? Because the furniture polish is the real drink, duh. How high up does the sky start? Edit. Posted an off-the-cuff comment on my throwaway and went to bed in. Well, I guess this is my main account now. Thanks for all the answers. Very thought-provoking. However tall the tallest building in the world is. Since they are skyscrapers, they must just be tickling the underbelly of the sky. So is the tallest skyscraper the only true skyscraper? All others simply being contenders for the title. Triscrapers. Lie-scrapers. Flammable, inflammable, known and flammable. Why are there three? Either a thing flams or it doesn't. Inflammable means flammable. What a country. Quote. Hi Dr. Nick. How many grains of sand do you need to make a pile? Are you guys seriously expecting me to believe that if someone pointed and said, look at that pile of sand, and it was just 4 grains stuck together in a pyramid, you'd be all, yeah, that's a reasonable usage of the word pile? That's not a pile, that's just some sand. As many as you need. Why are most cartoon sons drawn wearing sunglasses? What are they protecting their eyes from? The horrors of mankind. That's why that son in Rick and Morty is always screaming, no sunglasses. On the Ricky Gervais show, Carl Pilkington once came out with, do you control your brain or does it control you? Quote. They mocked him, but damn, that made me hate him, monsieur. I think that's the case with a lot of things Carl says. He's mocked for them, but more often than not, you, the unwitting listener, will find yourself agreeing with his often profoundly deep and unexpected quips. If you could suck your own dick, would it feel more like getting your dick sucked or more like sucking a dick? Edit. Don't really know proper etiquette for addressing the masses, but I want to thank all you cocksuckers for the feedback. According to interviews posted on the internet, it seems pretty unanimous that it feels more like sucking a dick than getting your dick sucked. I've never been able to land on how time will work if we ever make it to other planets. Literally everything we've established is relatively arbitrary because of our very particular relationship with the sun. Relatively recently, 1 second has been defined in a non-relative manner. 1 second is 9,192,631,770 periods of the radiation corresponding to the transition between the to hyperfine levels of the ground state of the cesium-133 atom, monsieur. Which just means they found something that is always the exact length as what we decided 1 second is. So now use that to define 1 second. TL. Doctor. 1 second now has a definition that would remain the same everywhere and every when. Still totally arbitrary, though. Edit. To the many people arguing about the literal milliseconds of difference that can be experienced on Earth, being specific to the point of irrelevance doesn't make you smart. It makes you an ass. How many holes does a straw have? Are we seeing the different colors in our brains but using the same name to them? One day the answer will hit you out of the green. This one keeps me up at night. How are cranes built? Immediate answer is with cranes. But how was the first one built? Time is cyclical. The first crane was and will be built by the last. The last human will travel back in time to die in the primordial goop that will evolve into humans. What would happen if Pinocchio said, my nose will grow now? His nose collapses on itself and all of reality is deleted. It takes a screenshot. Edit. Thanks. The best thing I ever said on the internet was repeating someone else's joke louder and everyone laughed. I hate all of you, but myself more. Edit 2. Stop liking this. It's not even that funny. Now this one is easy. Especially if we're going off the Disney classic version. Pinocchio's nose growing is a result of telling conscious lies. There's even a song about letting your conscience be your guide. If this weren't the case, Pinocchio would absolutely be kidnapped and be turned into a spy tool or predictive tool. The key to his nose growing is him knowing that he's telling a lie. Why does grape-flavored stuff taste like purple and not grapes? Concord grape flavor. 500 gr. Peanuts ingredients. Peanuts warning, contains peanuts. Why? Greater than warning, contains peanuts. My favorite is may contain peanuts. It better? Road work ahead? Yeah, I sure hope it does. Sir, there are insufficient funds in your account. Yes, I agree. Quote, if I punch myself and it hurts, does that mean I'm weak, or am I strong? Neither. It means you're stupid. Thank you, Captain Obvious. It means your ATK is higher than your def. It's also higher than either your in or your wis. Can cereal be considered as soup? Only if a hot dog is a taco, and Pop-Tarts are ravioli. Pop-Tarts are not ravioli because they are not made of pasta. Nor are they a sandwich. Pop-Tarts are asterisk dumplings asterisk. Why do they call them fingers? I've never seen them fing. I tried to put this as my yearbook quote when I graduated. They corrected fing, technically not a word, to fling, and ruined it. Goddamn yearbook bitches. Which side of a backpack is the front? I once saw a nature documentary say that sloths spend 80% of their lives upside down. How do you know that the universe and everything inside it wasn't created last Thursday? Including your memories. Edit. Watch the Vsauce video on it. Did the past really happen? Quote, a disciple of last Thursday is Monsieur. You don't, but what does it matter? If you can't tell the difference, does it really matter? Nope. Do half holes exist? How do you cut a hole in a half? They are always whole numbers. My grandpa used to always ask me how fast light travels. If I could remember the numbers in the moment, I would tell hi monsieur. If not, I just said something like faster than anything else. He would then say, okay, but how fast does dark travel? Quote, I have thought about this so much over the years. I think my final answer was that it doesn't. It's just always there. But my mind can't just stop with that. Why is it always there? What is it? Is it just nothingness that we have given a name and definition to? Simply so we can contrast the existence of light to the absence of light? What would it be if there were no lights to determine it? Does it have a primal form? It was a very simple question that has taken me down too many rabbit holes in my own mind. Dark isn't anything. It's an absence of something that we've named. It's in no way tangible. Light is photons. So dark is an arbitrary threshold of less photons that we as humans have declared dark because it's the threshold we struggle to see things at. It's not always there as a thing. It's just everything existing as it always does minus photons. That's like saying why is a vacuum always there? Well, it's not. It's only there when there's no atmosphere. Again, it's an absence, not a thing in its own right. Basically, it's just a limitation of our sensory perception. Other animals can see in the dark, but all that really means is they can observe wavelengths that are invisible to us. They're not in the dark at all, really. Only from our perspective. So much of seemingly profound first-year college philosophy is just people struggling with semantics. Frustrating. How can mirrors be real when our eyes aren't? Thank you, Jaden. Very cool. Why do Americans park on driveways and drive on parkways? I know half of this one. A parkway was originally a way through the park, and a driveway was a way to drive up to the house. Why is real estate a thing? Is there a fake estate as well? What is the difference between a maze and a labyrinth? A labyrinth has a minotaur and David Bowie. A maze forks and has dead ends and/or alternate paths. A labyrinth is a single winding path. Although a maze is technically a labyrinth, there's been a lot of synonymous use over the years. Your answer is absolutely correct, but I'll add an incorrect common misconception definition. That a labyrinth is also used at times when the maze contains something at the center. Enter here and find your way to the castle in the middle. A maze has an exit, while a labyrinth just has the entrance you need to find your way back to. Even if there are dead ends in it. Is water wet? I guess the comments just confirm it. The soup is dry. Gordon Ramsay. This ice, is it fresh? It's frozen. Fucking hell. It's fresh frozen. When he's underwater, does he get wet? Or does the water get him instead? Greater than when he's underwater, does he get wet? Greater than, or does the water get him instead? Nobody knows. Particle Man. They have a fight. Triangle wins. Triangle Man. What does water taste like? Water's taste consists of 3 factors: its temperature, its mineral content, and its pH level. What is love? Baby don't hurt me. Baby don't hurt me. No more. BT7274. The human concept of love requires admiration, attraction, devotion, and respect. Conclusion. I am 50% in love. Are oranges called oranges because they are orange, or is orange named orange because oranges are orange? This actually has an answer. The fruit was named first. They simply referred to the color as red-yellow. Edit. Oh my gosh. Someone gave me silver. I've never gotten that before. Thank you, whoever you are. Well, thanks, I didn't know that. How do magnets work? Quote. Okay. Yeah, the ICP song the meme comes from is kind of dumb. Complaining that scientists ruin the wonder of life by explaining stuff. But have you ever actually dug into the question? Once you get past the elementary school explanation of simple ferromagnetism, it gets rapidly very complex. It's one of the fundamental forces of nature. And there are layers of complexity that you can lose yourself in a career studying. Kind of like studying matter from the subatomic level all the way up through chemistry to biology. Why aren't my magnets working? I bet you're thinking of Scott Clark again, huh? Is he single? Dude had a hot girlfriend in season 1. Does a set of all sets contain itself? Not a mathematician, but my understanding is that in the commonly used formulation of set theory, Zermelo-Fraenkel, the set of all sets does not contain itself because it does not exist. If you owned your house and the land that it's on, do you own the land to the center of the earth? Depends on city and state laws, but most have an actual depth. Depends on national laws too. In the United States, yes. In Britain, the center of the earth is owned by the Queen. This seems crazy but also true. If you get shot, you are getting stabbed. I see it more as a high-speed poke. Has anyone really been far even as decided to use even go when I do look? Greater than has anyone really been far even as decided to use even go want to do look more like FTFY? And the response, greater than you've got to be kidding me. I've been further even more decided to use even go need to do look more as anyone can. Can you really be far even as decided half as much to use go wish for that? My guess is that when one really been far even as decided wants to use even go want, it is then that he has really been far even as decided to use even go want to do look more like. It's just common sense. My guess is that when one really go to weights in expansion has entrance in deciding for which it is really far even to use go want despite boundaries overlooking like more does. Which just hindrances of all being aside this are mine. They don't think it be like it is. But it do. As a non-native English speaker, reading this makes me extremely uneasy. As a native English speaker, reading this makes me extremely uneasy. If you owned a boat made out of wood and planks, and each day you replaced one old plank with a new plank, until all of the old planks have been replaced, is that still your boat? Now, if I took all the old planks, and built an identical ship, which is your original boat? Well, I guess the new identical boat with the old planks would be the original. This is a very interesting question though. I'm pretty sure that this is called Theseus paradox. They both automatically belong to Theseus. If telescopes use mirrors, how do we know there are no space vampires? If there was an instant water, what would we mix it with? Hydrogen and oxygen. Just add fire. Is the Kool-Aid man the pitcher or the juice? That's like asking if you're your body or your blood. Do you pronounce the S or the C in the word scent? Edit. Holy wow, this comment blew up. Both. The SC combined makes that sound. Look at scene. Or science. It's not a silent letter, rather than an indicator of how they should be said in unison. When you want it to be colder, do you turn the air conditioning up or down? You turn the air conditioner up. You turn the temperature down. I generally just turn down for what? Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.